What's up, Clean Titans? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Ali, and today, we're tackling a question that's probably on your mind every single day, especially if you're like me and you can't start your morning without a good cup of something hot. The question is, what is the best and most energy-efficient way to boil water at home? We're going to dive into the technology behind the humble kettle, and I'll give you my top tips for boiling water without boiling your electricity bill. Because when you think about it, boiling water is one of the most energy-intensive things we do in our kitchens. But it doesn't have to be. First, let's talk about the kettle itself. We've all seen them, the classic electric kettle. But not all kettles are created equal when it comes to efficiency. The key here is not just what they are, but how they work. The fastest and most efficient kettles on the market are those with a high wattage, typically in the 1500 to 1800 watt range. This minimizes the amount of heat lost to the air, making them more efficient in the long run than a lower wattage kettle that takes 5 minutes to boil. Now, that might sound like a lot of power, but here's the secret. They boil the water so fast, they're on for a much shorter period of time. But the real secret to efficiency isn't just the kettle it's you. The number one way to save energy is to only boil the water you need. Think about it. Every time you fill your kettle to the brim to make a single cup of tea, you're wasting a ton of energy heating water you're never going to use. Look for kettles with clear cup markings on the side, or even better, an easy-to-read minimum fill line. My pro tip: if you only need a single cup of water, measure it out with your mug first, then pour it into the kettle. You'll save time, money, and electricity. Another thing that hurts your kettle's efficiency is limescale buildup. That chalky white stuff. It acts like an insulator, making it harder for the heating element to do its job. So, a simple descaling once a month can make a huge difference in how fast your water boils and how much energy you use. Now, for a true Clean Titan Pro move, let's talk about a different type of kettle entirely, the old-fashioned stovetop kettle. Many of us have one sitting in a cupboard, but did you know you might be able to use it on an induction cooktop for a super efficient way to boil water? Induction technology heats the kettle directly with an electromagnetic field, making it incredibly fast and efficient. And here's how to check if your old kettle will work. All you need is a refrigerator magnet. If the magnet sticks to the bottom of your kettle, it means it has sufficient iron or steel content and is ready for induction. And if you don't have an induction cooktop, you can buy a portable one for as low as $49. With many great options up to $250. It's a great way to put an old kettle back to work and save energy at the same time. So, to recap our clean energy tips for boiling water. Choose a high-wattage kettle for fast, efficient boiling. Measure your water and only boil exactly what you need. Descale your kettle regularly to keep it running at peak performance. And finally, consider using an old induction-ready kettle on a modern cooktop for maximum efficiency. These are small changes, but they add up to a big impact. This is how we live smarter, more sustainably, and become true Clean Titans, one cup of coffee at a time. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week with more good news from the world of climate tech.